Did you ever meet Dr. King?
I was in his presence.
Okay.
Probably in the 9th grade. We came to New Bern, and the church was packed, and he was, trying to encourage us to be activists and etc. The one thing I remember, he said, you need to determine whether you can be a thermometer or a thermostat. He said the thermometer measures the temperature, the thermostat regulates. I marched with King, and I heard him speak many times. I was the first lieutenant in the Army, stationed in Fort Dix, New Jersey. The night King was killed, I was on the way home from work, heard the radio. Dr. King's been shot. He didn't know whether he'd been killed, dead or not. And they said, who will lead them now? I said, it was King was killed, Whitney Young, and they went through the litany of black leaders. And I said, They said I was an officer, gentleman, and a leader. Perhaps I could go back to the South to participate in some of the things that he tried to remedy. But I figured I needed credibility. So I decided that night to attend law school. 2/3 of the legislators, national legislators, were lawyers, and most of our leaders were preachers. So I figured with that credibility, I could kind of pierce that veil between the clergy, the secular, and the spiritual. And so I decided that night to attend law school. It worked. The next day I told people I was going to law school. They said, well, have you applied? I said, no. Taking the LSAT? I said, no. You shouldn't tell people you're going to law school until you have your ducks lined up. I said, well, this is what I'm going to do. And I remember I was watching his funeral solemnly, and 2 of the white officers came in and started shooting pool. And I thought that was so disrespectful. But you have to remember during that time, Dr. King was considered a pariah in the nation. He was not real liked and revered as he is today. They called him Dr. Martin Luther King, and people celebrated his death. Then he was hated.
Okay.
And so it wasn't unusual for a white person not to give reverence to his funeral or to his passing. Matter of fact, some probably celebrated. And I didn't know anything about the law, I didn't know the lawyers. I just said, I'm going to law school. He said, what'd you make on your LSAT? I told him. He said, did you apply to Columbia? I said, no. He said, man, you can go any place you want to go. At Columbia, everybody expected to go to Wall Street to work on Wall Street because it's a corporate school. I said, well, I didn't come here to work on Wall Street. I came here to go back to the South to try to make a difference. And that was just my goal. That's where the action was in the South in terms of civil rights. And I thought that if there were a place of the future, the South would be it, because a lot of their actions were based on ignorance, really. And I thought education, etc. But I didn't realize that at the time that racism was sort of baked into the very founding of this nation.